my God. U.S. women's national team. What are you doing, Vlatko?
What? That is the title of this episode. What are you doing, Vlatko? Okay.
Come on.
Bro.
I used it right for once. Come on.
Finally, the board has come into use and it's completely appropriate. Thank you, Alexis. What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Cooligans Women's World Cup Daily. My name is Christian Polanco.
I am Alexis. Please start Ashley Sanchez Guerreros.
Exciting show today. Obviously, we're going to do some U.S. Women's National Team recap. We also have an amazing interview with Carlos Vela of LAFC. All right, that is loud.
Is it? I lowered it.
So that'll be coming up in just a bit. But let's get right to it. U.S. against Netherlands. Just a wild game. Probably it started off odd in that this is not the lineup we expected. We thought we were going to see some changes. Vlatko said,
has it been the lineup we've expected ever? Come on, Vlatko. What games are you playing with our minds, bro? Remember when all those fireworks were going off in Brooklyn and they said it was the police doing psyops? I think that's what Vlatko's doing, bro. I think Vlatko wants to make us really angry. Why? Why do we not have, if we have two center backs, why are they both not starting? Why is Julie Ertz back there? Why is Andy Sullivan still here when I think Julie Ertz could do the same job? Why is Ashley Sanchez not starting? Why is Crystal Dunn so far back? Why are we not scoring? Why is Alex Morgan missing a penalty and the rebound? What is happening?
A lot of questions. Look, I mean, to give Netherlands some credit, I thought Netherlands were very, very good. I mean, why was Crystal Dunn not all the way up? Because she had to defend it. Who was the player?
Until the second half when she was told she was allowed to go up, and all of a sudden you can do that.
Who was the player that she was marking? I forgot the winger.
What's her name? She's good too.
Brute.
Yes.
I had to watch her. She was really, really good in this game. The first quick things are just like the midfielder. I mean, it's probably Andy Sullivan probably made missed the challenge that led to the goal. So that raises the questions of is she the right defensive mid to have there?
Here's the thing. She is an incredible defensive midfielder who deserves to be on a World Cup squad for sure. I don't want to take anything away Andy Sullivan. I think she's an incredible defensive midfielder. That said, what we would be asking of a defensive midfielder are tasks that I think Julie Ertz can do just fine.
Yeah.
While presenting the national team with a bit more experience and a bit more leadership than I think Andy Sullivan provides. That said, what we are missing is a much more creative midfielder and someone who can shuttle that defensive prowess that we have to an attack. When we get possession of the ball, can shift us to an attack that no one can handle in this competition. If we get the gears turning in fifth gear or the wheels turning in fifth gear with Trinity Rodman, Alex Morgan, and Sophia Smith, there is no one on this planet that is it, or no one in this competition that could stop that. So why don't we have that? And I'm not saying Andy Sullivan isn't good enough to be a defensive midfielder starting in the World Cup. It's just right now we need someone who can do that and frees us up to start someone who can be a bit more creative. And when Rose Lavelle came in, damn.
Yeah. Made a difference.
Also one of the best midfielders in the world, but damn.
But the main issue is when the U.S. is down a goal, it's a different game. It's almost a different sport. It's just like the U.S. women's national team are not used to being.
I was about to say, how do you know? We only know from yesterday since 2011.
No, but we've seen it in the friendlies.
We've seen losses.
We've seen those losses. And when the U.S. is down, they just play differently, and then the opponent also plays differently. The Netherlands were so cautious, so defensive. Nobody could figure anything out, and you get. It's almost like the frustration of not being able to implement their ideas is what is becomes the bigger challenge. But and thanks, shout out to Lindsay Oran for essentially saving the day, and obviously Rose Lavelle with the amazing corner.
Yes,
and
also Trinity Rodman missed by this much.
Yeah.
I mean, there were some. I'm expecting to see some more out of Trinity Rodman. I feel like she's starting to kind of get into it a little bit.
Yeah,
she's starting to grow into the competition.
But the main person at fault here is Vlatko. Vlatko not making
any
subs is crazy. It's legit insanity. It makes no sense. And
that's the wrong one. That's what I think when I see Vlatko coming out.
It makes no sense.
Japanese horror film, bro.
Let me get this is the quote from Meg Linehan, because she's obviously on the ground there in New Zealand. Well,
tell her to get up. What's she doing?
Meg Linehan of The Athletic, she said, she tweeted this out. She said, I asked Vlatko about the lack of subs affecting rhythm of the game, and if he considered Lynn Williams for the second half. Response was that he was concerned a substitute could take a minute or two to adjust, but Williams was top of mind.
You have 90. 90.
You think what's wrong if it takes 60 seconds to adjust to the game? Is that the end of the world? Why would that be a reason?
If Lynn Williams had scored 3 minutes in, we would have all forgiven that 1 minute of being like, oh yeah.
I'm gonna look past those other, those 30 seconds she was like, adjusting to the game.
It's not like we asked him to make that sub in the 89th minute. Well, yeah, if you take a minute to get settled in, you don't leave us with a lot now. This is what we're starting to see is a lot of the complaints. And, I've gone back and forth, and I think so have you, where a lot of folks who maybe focus on women's soccer primarily or a lot more than we do, and we do a fair amount. I think we do a really good job of balancing it out on our show, and it's certainly with our focus. Someone like a Meg Linehan or people of that ilk who focus their attention mainly have said that Vlatko leaves something to be desired. Whereas I feel like I've taken the tact of like, yeah, I see that and I've seen it in moments, but we keep winning and we keep advancing and we keep doing what we need to do. So it's almost like a Gareth Southgate situation where he's done enough to continue in his job, but at the same time, we know what those discrepancies are. Last night was a glaring knock on the type of coach that Vlatko is. I'm sure he's a great player manager. I'm sure he's a great person-to-person manager.
Like him. We've heard I heard that a lot.
But if we're going to continue to talk about how sometimes the lineups he picks or the tactics in reference to the aggressiveness of the style and that continue to show up and be a situation where look how angry we are over a draw, by the way, where we got a result in a World Cup. But if this continues to happen, it's just going to continue to build that case that you might not be that guy.
Yeah, I mean, look, and when it comes to U.S. Women's National Team, every manager gets judged on World Cups and World Cups alone. We all know that. The bar is winning the whole thing because that's the bar
for the Women's National Team, 100% right.
That's the job. So whether you like it or not, it
ain't to do well, it's to win.
So there are only few times in a U.S. Women's National Team managerial career that we will see someone make a mistake or where there's room to really criticize. And really right here, it's just like I don't think Alex Morgan, Sophia Smith, and Trinity Rodman played poorly, but by the 80th minute, you would imagine one of them might be a little bit tired. You have pretty good attacking options up front on on the bench. Use them. Can't even fathom why U.S. were dominating that game. No reason why to not use any substitutions. Just a poor decision. I think it was a winnable game for sure. You're gonna give up.
We should have taken 3 points there.
Yeah.
First of all, let's not completely give Alex Morgan a clean slate here. You've got to knock in that penalty or the rebound. You cannot. A World Cup, you're Alex Morgan.
The penalty in the previous game, yeah.
No, this was
what?
Am I?
Yes, there was no penalty in the game against Netherlands. You're thinking about
of course.
I'm
talking about the previous game. What is wrong? First of all, my hours are way off. Okay. But even Trinity Rodman gets a shot at goal. We haven't really seen her really show up, at least not the right. Remember, I was talking about she was going to be the best player on this damn team.
Right.
We haven't seen her show up. For me, you got to knock. I mean, just for that ball to go just wide.
Yeah.
I was like, come on, dog.
It's a bummer. But those are the margins, right? And look, even the goal was just like it went under, I think, Julie Ertz's leg or whatever. It's just it's gonna happen. You're not gonna have a game where there's just simply no mistakes at
Julie
all.
Ertz, that lifelong center back. Can't believe that.
No, but the ball doesn't get there. If Juliet is in the midfield, probably that ball doesn't even reach, getting up front because of the missed challenge from Andy Sullivan. It was just a mismanaged game. There's no other way to put it. It just you have such good players. You could have just at least some fresh legs. That's really the main thing. Even Ian Wright. Did you see Ian Wright's Twitter? Ian Wright was just like, bro, why aren't you bringing some of the best players you have on the bench? He understands. He's just like, some of the players might just be a little bit tired. And
Ian Wright is English, man.
Dude.
He ain't American. Yo, let Ian Wright coach this team,
bro.
Dog.
We might have to, dog.
Could you imagine being Ashley Sanchez on this bench, being like, damn, if only there was an Ashley Sanchez here.
Or even Lynn Williams, too. I don't
Lynn Williams should have come in this game. Lynn
just
Williams would have been able to just at least get behind the defenders, cause some disruption, create some gaps, create some space. Come on.
All right. So look, we have more show. We have a great interview with Carlos Vela coming up. We're gonna do some more U.S. Women's National Team reaction and analysis on tomorrow's show, along with Nigeria, Australia. We have to talk about that. Just our schedules are kind of crazy today, so that's why this worked out this way. But we just wanted to give you a heads up.
Real quick, before we get to the Carlos Vela interview, we just want to thank Coors Light because they're actually the reason we were able to get such an incredible guest.
Yeah, shout out to Coors Light. And we know soccer fans are super passionate, and cheering for your favorite team can get you heated just in time for the League's Cup. Coors Light has partnered with Carlos Vela to upgrade the soccer scarf to literally keep fans chill.
Right? Come on. Scarves are typically meant to help you stay warm, but Coors Light is changing the game with the Chill Fan Anxiety scarf, complete with a cooling technology. Plus, each scarf has a built-in neck massager and 2 beer pockets so you can keep your beer on hand for the game. Go to shop.CoorsLight.com to check it out for yourself.
Look, so we're absolutely thrilled to be joined by Carlos Vela. I mean, and this, I'm already excited about this scarf. I mean, you think of a scarf, the scarves keep you warm, but this is a cooling scarf.
It's summertime here in the States, baby. I need a scarf that's gonna keep me cool and massage me and hold my beer. I mean, look out, wifey. You know,
you about to be replaced, okay?
Damn, bro. I'm gonna have to Photoshop all our wedding photos, get you out of there, and put the Chill Fangs Anxiety scarf in there.
That's the move. So absolutely thrilled to be joined by Carlos Vela and to chat Coors Light, Leagues Cup, and more. So here it is. Here's our awesome conversation with Carlos Vela of LAFC.
I mean, what an honor, a return to the Cooligans.
We couldn't be apart for too long. This is how last year we met him at MLS All-Star, and I guess we had a budding friendship that we had to reignite.
Right. Yeah. And you know what? It's only fair. I mean, this gentleman, first of all, one of the most exceptional players, okay, in the league. But also, will not stop texting us. When am I going to be back on your show? So the day is today, ladies and gentlemen, the star of LAFC, the one, the only, Carlitos Vela, everybody.
Carlos, what's up, man?
What's up? How are you guys?
We're
finally I'm here. Finally back.
I know you've been missing us.
You get my text, right?
Yes, the feeling is mutual. Happy to have you on the show.
I just love that people now think we have Carlos Vela's number, which is really great.
Yeah. We do not. There's no way. We have to communicate with people who communicate with people who communicate with people who communicate with Carlos. That's how it works.
Several layers. It's like Inception, actually.
Yeah.
Okay, Carlos. I honored, obviously, to talk to you again. Leagues Cup is coming up, and this is an exciting time, not only for Major League Soccer, for Liga MX, but also just to have this new tournament. I know you are a person who have, you obviously, Champions League, CONCACAF Champions League. You're obviously used to playing against a lot of Liga MX clubs. Now, in this kind of tournament, what's the mindset like? How do you guys want to showcase yourself for such a big tournament like this?
Well, I mean, I think everybody's really excited because it's a new tournament. Nobody knows exactly how it will work. So always you are a little bit concerned about where we will play against who. So I think a lot of good things will come for sure. But, when you play a tournament is new, always it's cool to say we are the first team to win that tournament. Right. So I think that is the most excitement we have right now. And of course, we are ready. We are ready to fight. Of course, we are ready to make a good show for the fans. And create a good league. I think is the most important part.
Now, I remember when you first came into the league. I'm a big Arsenal fan, so I remember your time at Arsenal. I remember you at La Liga. You came into this league. I remember there being a moment that was shared with all the fans where your coach at the time, Bob Bradley, said, "I want you to be the Lionel Messi of LAFC." Well, now Lionel Messi wants to be the Carlos Vela of Inter Miami. Okay. And the rumor is that this will be his first competition. Well, I know you haven't played in this competition, but just playing against Liga MX's clubs, you've been successful in the past doing that CONCACAF Champions League. What advice would you give to Messi about playing against Liga MX's clubs?
Well, I think that question no has an answer, because what I can say to Messi, who can say something to Messi? That's the question. Like, I think he just have to do what he's doing in the 20 years ago past years playing. So he's the best player in this sport. So for sure he will enjoy to be here. He will make a great things for Miami, for the league. But of course, we're still the champions. So it's the only thing I can say. I have more titles than Messi in the MLS. It's the only thing I can say. I'm better than Messi.
And you got to remind him.
I actually think that's good advice for life. If you don't know what you're doing, if something maybe worries you, just think to yourself, hey, be Messi. And at the end of the day, I think you'll be okay.
I just love the idea because a lot of times people think of, especially in Argentina, people think of Messi as a god. So it's like almost, what advice are you going to give to God? You know what I mean? I'm sure he's all set.
Of course, everybody knows that. Like, he can do whatever he wants and he will be good.
Right. I mean, as far as his impact on the league, I mean, you know, there are few times in American soccer where we have these just absolute meteors of people that can change the outlook and the landscape of what the sport even looks like. You know, we had it with David Beckham, and now having it with Messi. What's the locker room conversations like about this guy? Is it basically like a rising tide lifts all boats? Like, all right, Messi's coming here. I'm sure all of our wages are going to be going up, right? Because MLS is going to be doing well. Or is it like, man, I really want to play against this guy and really kind of because I know the world is watching?
Well, I mean, I think both. We have a lot of players in the locker room, so you have a different minds.
Yeah.
So some part we know, like Messi coming here will be a big impact for the league, for us, because more people will watching MLS, who beat Miami, who beat Messi, who win the champions. So of course you win important in the world about MLS, but also like you say, it's a cool idea to say, oh, every week if you beat Messi, will be around the world. So that is a little bit extra excitement to your motivation and play good. I mean, in the end, you have to do your best, and if you want to beat Messi, you have to be better team, because better player, of course, we cannot, but better team we can do.
What advice does Steve Cherundolo give to you about playing in yet another knockout tournament like Leagues Cup, especially coming in the middle of the season, which is different? A lot of times when you compete in Champions League, you have to do it at the beginning of the season. It's not easy, even though you've obviously proven your guys can be successful at it. What about coming in the middle of a season like this?
I mean, in the end, when you play knockout, you can think about the next game. You have to win your game. You have to be 100% about that game. And after that, you can think to the next. If you start to think, oh, we can rest some guys for the next game, you will not pass the round. You have to be like, I put the best I have right now, and then we see tomorrow what happens. So in the end, you have to live every single game as a final, because it's like that. You have to win every single game if you want to be the champion.
Right. And, obviously last season was incredible for LAFC. I mean, that MLS Cup final is literally one of the greatest games of football I think that we've ever seen. As far as being a part of that game, we haven't got a chance to speak to you about this, but we talk about this all the time. We talk about anybody who was at the game, whether it was a fan, whether it was a player. I'm like, what was it like for you? But obviously watching that game, I know you were subbed off a lot late in the game, so you obviously had to watch it. But what was that experience like in winning an MLS Cup in that fashion?
I mean, it was crazy. Like you say, it was crazy game. I think I touched all the feelings in the same game. I was happy, sad, crying, smiling, laughing. So everything in 3 minutes. So it was something like nobody expect, but it's something cool. Like in the end, I always say, when you create a good show for the people, you also enjoy that. So I think that final was amazing. And of course, I say that because we win. But I don't think the Philadelphia guys think the same like me. But
No.
But for sure, it's something like everybody remember because everybody enjoy. Of course, when you are in, you feel more hard all the feelings. But I think that day was like crazy for everybody. Everybody was really happy to pay a ticket to go and watch that game.
I'm curious, what was the, like, maybe you got a text from somebody that watched the game that were like, I can't believe, like, what was the craziest person that you didn't think would be watching that watch that you're like, I can't believe I'm hearing from them? I don't know.
Honestly, when we win, I forget my phone. I don't touch my phone that day.
Really?
So, well, 3 days, I don't touch the phone.
Wow.
Asking nobody. In the end, my family was there, my wife, my kids. The rest, like, okay, they can wait. Now I have to celebrate. So
somewhere there's
I don't remember. If I text somebody, I don't remember.
Somewhere there's like a really important former player who's like, damn, man, I guess Carlos Vela don't like me. He's not responding to my text.
For sure. It was a lot of people saying that.
Right.
That's amazing. How does Carlos Vela celebrate?
I was just saying, we texted you and you responded to us. So that was pretty cool.
Yeah. You did get right back to us, which is really cool.
Of course.
How does Carlos Vela celebrate? Let's say you win the League's Cup. How do you celebrate?
Honestly, you will surprise because right now, this age with wife, kids, you can do the same thing. Like if I win with 20 years.
Right.
So now if I tell you, you will say, what a boring guy. So it's better to don't say nothing. Now you think something special in your head.
Yeah, we're like, yo, he's at the club. Meanwhile, it's just him taking a nap.
Sure. Like I was after dinner, I was like, oh, I'm tired. I go to sleep.
Are you a nap guy? You like naps?
No, I don't like it.
Okay. Yeah, just all business all day.
Let's get punch in, punch out, bro.
Move.
I want to talk a little bit about LAFC season this time around, and it's obviously a bummer given obviously the El Tráfico at the Rose Bowl didn't go the way you planned, but that was a remarkable game to have that many fans for an MLS match is like not something we're really used to seeing. But for El Tráfico starting to become the marquee kind of matchup that kind of everyone in the United States like sort of needs to watch. Getting to be a part of that story, how's that feeling nowadays? Even though sometimes the results don't go your way.
No, honestly, it was a great game. I think was way better than I expect because in the end, when you go to different big stadium, you don't know exactly how the fans will respond. But what's coming packed, the stadium was full. Half of the stadium was white, the other was black. So a lot of craziness about that game. Of course, the game also was a good game with emotions, goals. In the end, we couldn't draw in the last minute. So it was a really good game. I think a lot of people enjoy the game. And for sure, it's like a point mark to say, oh, we can make that market bigger and bigger. So I think the league is getting, like I always say, it's getting better. So when you get better like that and you think, oh, this is too good, how we can do better, and you find a way to do it, it's something like, oh, this is special. So you have to keep working on that. And in the end, like I say, to create that expectation, you have to make a good game. You have to do a good show for the fans. So I think it's the most important thing. Every game against Galaxy, we always have a lot of goals, emotion, like good goal, good play. So the people is expecting that. So we don't have to lose that to keep going and keep growing as a derby.
Yeah, I love it's on the field, off the field. I mean, we had the Chiellini, Ricky Puig, payaso thing, and I love it's a little novela.
Something happens. Always something happens. Yeah.
I want to ask about and we can make this the last question, or if you have one more, Christian, but I want to ask the rivalry, not just between LA Galaxy, but between some of the Liga MX clubs. Recently, we heard Gignac, a legend for Tigres over in Liga MX, say that he thought the Mexican League was more proper football, and I'm paraphrasing, but that MLS was more all marketing. Did that reach you guys? Does that inspire you guys when you play some of these Liga MX clubs?
No, honestly, I respect his opinion. Of course, I don't think the same, but it's just like other guy talking about his things or how he see the league. But for us, the important thing is like when we play in tournament, do a good job, play good, beat Mexican teams, and of course fight for titles. In the end, is the most important. When you win something, you can prove you are doing well. If you start to lose and semifinal, finals is all Mexican team, for sure they will say they are better league. So you have to prove in this tournament, on every tournament you play against other leagues, to show how good you are as a league. I think is the most important, and for sure will be a good test for both leagues to show where we are.
Yeah,
I mean, see, Carlos is a chill guy, like just like Coors Light, super chill.
The best way.
This scarf is helping me.
Yeah, it's relaxing you.
I wonder if just the this is my last question. The banter, is there a lot of banter between you and when you play against a Liga MX club? Obviously, being a Mexican player and obviously an important player in Mexico as well. Do they? I mean, given like Gignac, his comments, do you hear the same things on the pitch? Like, oh, you're just playing for MLS. You're not really playing where is there really a lot of trash talking about even what league you play in when you are playing against a Liga MX club?
No, honestly, when you are in, of course you can talk bad things about anybody, but not about the league. It's more about against who you are playing or
Right.
something like you can get him out of the game. I think it's like the same thing happened here when you play against other MLS team or when it's a Mexican team. The most important is like when you play there, all the fans are like trying to be against me. Even I'm Mexican, always I'm the target for all the fans in Mexico. But it's part of the game. It's part of what we are doing there. Or when they come here, we will do the same. You have to be prepared for that kind of thing. You have to be mentally strong to get out on all that things and just focus in do your job and do what you do best.
Amazing.
Good advice, dude. Thank you so much for being on our show, man.
Carlos, take care. Best of luck. Cuídese. Best of luck in
Take care. And stop texting me, please.
Shout out to Carlitos Vela, bro.
I mean, what an incredible, you can hear the crowd loves it. What an incredible interview with an incredible person.
Great dude. Yeah. And I just love how he's like, we're just homies now. It's not even weird for us to be talking to Carlos Vela.
How crazy is it that Carlos Vela is like, no, I know these guys, love these guys. Go ahead. I'll do an interview with him. It's crazy that he knows who we are.
Yeah. The best part about it is that he was so like enamored and happy to be doing the interview. He completely forgot all the talking points that he was supposed to make.
Oh, yeah. The reason he did the interview is because we're supposed to talk about that damn scarf.
So you love to see it. That was great stuff. So again, so shout out to Carlos Vela. Thank you so much for joining us. A reminder, come back tomorrow, Women's World Cup Daily. We got a lot more to discuss. U.S. Women's National Team, that tremendous Nigeria result against Australia.
Huge. Against the host.
Against
the co-host.
Yeah. So wild stuff. So we're going to take a lot of time to talk about it tomorrow. So please come back. Make sure you subscribe. Apple Podcast. Shout out to also, we were on the Le Batard show with Pablo and Amin. Go check that out as well. That was a lot of fun. And yes, we'll be again back tomorrow. Subscribe, and let your friends know about Women's World Cup Daily. We out here every single day.
Subscribe button.
All right, everybody. We'll see you tomorrow. Peace.